Hello and welcome to Storytime Tuesday. Today we're going to talk about polar bears. I don't know what it is in January. Miss Vanessa just feels like I live in Alaska and there's polar bears all around me. And it's not even that cold here in West Tennessee, is it? But we always do a polar bear themed story time in January. And today we have an extra special part of our story time. We have a friend, the polar bear right here, who we're going to give away at the end of the story time. If you will just put your name in the comments below, you have a chance to win this bear. Don't forget to put your name in at the bottom, okay? We'll remind you at the end too. We have a lot of wonderful books here at the library about polar bears. Some are fiction, which are stories about polar bear characters, and some are nonfiction, which tell you a lot about the real polar bears that live up in the Arctic. This book is called A Polar Bear in the Snow, and it's by Mac Barnett. He's the author, so he wrote the words. And the art is by Shawn Harris, so he's the artist who did the illustrations. And you know, Miss Vanessa loves cut paper collage pictures. That's one of my very favorite ways to illustrate a children's book. And if you look really close, I'm going to get it where the glare is not so bad. Can you see how this polar bear is made out of white paper? He's just cut out, and there might be a little bit of art that they've drawn on that paper to make his nose and mouth and his eyes, but there are his ears or a different piece of paper, and you see the shadow that it gives. I love cut paper collages. So after we're finished with this story, you can get a piece of paper at your house and rip it around the edges to make him furry if you want to, or you can cut it if you want it to be a little more precise, and use 2 or 3 different pieces of paper on white and see if you can make your polar bear hide in the snow. So this book is a brand new book. We got it in December, and it's by Mac Barnett, and it says, "There is polar bear in the snow. Where is he going?" Let's find out where he's going. This book was published I don't see the publisher on here. By Candlewick Press. It's published by Candlewick Press. A Polar Bear in the Snow. And even there, the letters that form the words of this book are cut out of paper, and you can see the shadow behind them where they have the paper on the same color paper behind it. I love the illustrations in this book. There is a polar bear in the snow. Can you see the polar bear in the snow? Can you see him? I don't see him. Still asleep, he lifts his nose to sniff the air. And there is his nose in the snow. And he wakens. And he awakens. Did he awaken? I like that word for waking up. Awaken. There is a polar bear in the snow. Can you make a polar bear like that out of paper? I love the illustrations in this book. Where is he going? And this is what I was talking about. If you tear the paper at the edges, do you see how it makes a little bit more texture in the snowbanks? Can you see? And then there's that polar bear in the snow. Where do you think he's going? Where do you think he's going? He just woke up. Is he going to visit the seals? Look at the seals on the snow. Isn't that beautiful? I love these illustrations. Makes Miss Vanessa want to go back to her desk and just start playing with paper. No, he's not hungry. Polar bears eat seals, don't they? Is he going to hunker in a cave? Look at his polar bear footprint. See the footprints in the snow? And look at his little tail. I like this book. Let's look at the whole double spread so you can see the seals. They're hiding too from the polar bear, aren't they? Nope. His fur protects him from the storm. He's not going to hunker in a cave. But who is hunkered in the cave? Oh, looks like some white foxes. See all the different layers of the snow, and they're snug and warm. And there's the polar bear walking through the snow. Is he easy to see? He's not, is he? That's why he's white when he lives up there in the snow. Is he going to meet a man? There's the polar bear's face. And there's the man. Can you see his sunglasses? Do you think the polar bear is going to meet a man? No. Look, no's not very big, but I think the polar bear said it pretty big. What do you think? And there's the man running away. And there's his footprints in the snow. Would you run away if a polar bear told you no like that? I bet you would. I would. There's a polar bear in the snow. Where is he going? And again, they have cut that paper to look like jagged mountains. A little polar bear on top. Let's look at those pictures closely. Isn't that beautiful? I just love the pictures in this book. And there's a little polar bear way at the top of the mountain. And we want to know, where is he going? Oh, where did he go? Now everything's not so white. Where's he at? Can you tell? Can you say it to me? He's at the ocean, isn't he? Do you see there's a block of ice, and there's the water, and there's his reflection when he looks back down at himself in the water. And look at all the ice. That water's cold, isn't it? All that ice floating on top. Strong enough that he can stand on it. He's going to the sea. He dives in. Oh, I bet that water's cold. He wants to play. Look at him swimming around and under the water. Can you see? Can you see the bubbles and the bubbles behind him from where he's been spinning around in the water? Whew. He said, I am tired of sleeping. I want to play in the water. Oh, and look up from the bottom how he looks when he's playing in the water. You see the crab and the grass at the bottom of the sea. And I see fish all up around him. And he's swimming. And you can see the ice and you can see the sunshine through the hole in the ice where the polar bear is swimming. And when he's done playing, he climbs back onto the snow. Oh, there he is, white on white again, instead of that blue of the water. And where will he go then? There's his footprints, and there's his bottom, and there's his little tail, and he's walking away. Where do you think he's going? Where do you think that polar bear is going? Where are you going, polar bear? Who knows? There's his tracks in the snow. We don't know where he's going. And that's the end of that book. Did you like it? I like how they told the stories with the pictures a lot, didn't they? Would you like to draw some pictures and cut out some pictures with paper and make your own story? And what could you put in the snow? What are some other white things that could be in the snow? Or maybe you might make yours in a jungle. Maybe it's a snake or something that's green that you can't see in the jungle. I like how nature allows the animals that live out wild to be camouflaged by their surroundings. I like this book. I think he did a great job, don't you? I like it. All right, so there's several books here that you can get, including Polar Bear, What Do You Hear, which I know y'all know already, and Sea Bear, which I just want to show you very quickly. We're going to do a quick little sea bear, do a little something on it, and then we're going to draw for our big polar bear. It'll be waiting here at the library for you if you just put your name down in the comments, and we'll pick somebody from the names. This book is by Lindsay Moore, and it says Sea Bear. And it says, A Journey for Survival. This book is not illustrated with paper, is it? See how it's drawn, but see how the beautiful and soothing all those colors that are so similar together look? They can make you kind of want to whisper when you read the book, don't they? This book is by Greenwillow Books. And we're just going to do a little picture walk through it and look at what the sea bear, the polar bear, looks like. What a different way to illustrate, because we talked so much about the illustrations in the last book. This says, polar bears are patient beasts, as patient as glaciers. Do you think glaciers are patient? They sit there for a long time, quiet, don't they? Glaciers move very slow. We know how to hope and how to wait. I learned to be patient long ago from my polar bear mother. Are you patient? It's hard to be patient sometimes. You see those colors though? See how the polar bear there looks blue because it's nighttime and the snow looks blue? Like I said, we're not going to read it, all of it. We did read that beginning. We're going to just look at these wonderful pictures. Would you like to draw a picture like that? I like how the other book was all white, and this book has a lot of blue in it, doesn't it? Showing you a polar bear, and you wouldn't think of a bear being blue, but at night they do look kind of blue when the sky is so blue above them, isn't it? There he is again on the top of the ice, looking down into the water below. You see that? And I love that the sky is pink and the clouds are pink, like the sun's coming up. And oh, look at that. Look at the difference between the ice and the water. And you can see the polar bear swimming in the water right there. You can see his footprints from the ice he was standing on. The other book used a lot of the same colors, and you had to try to find the polar bear. I like how this book shows a lot of contrast, and you can see the polar bear. I like it when books are the same and different. And there he is in the water. And there are some fish in the water, and look, that one is frozen. And that one is thawing out, and he's coming down into the water, and maybe he might be the polar bear's dinner. He might be hungry. And there's a big iceberg. And the polar bear swimming. And he is swimming, and look what's swimming underneath him. Look at all of the big whales under there. And there's the polar bear swimming at the top. And he's swimming some more, and he passes some walruses who like to be up in the cold too. They're on the ice right now. They're not in the water, are they? And another whale. Look how big that whale is, and the polar bear's just swimming around. Those are his friends from the ocean, aren't they? And oh, look at the sky. Look at the clouds in the sky. And there he is. Waves. The waves are growing, and see how he's swimming, but see how the water's curved from the waves? And he's still looking out from the top, but it's way up close, isn't it? And now look at the ocean. It's a storm. And he's swimming, and he got all wound up in the wave. I bet you he can still swim good, though. He's a good swimmer. And he's tossed by the tempest, it says, in the sea, in the storm. But he's a fast, hard swimmer. And there he finds some land, and he's swimming. See, there's still a little bit of swell, but I see some land underneath him, and I see some land rising behind him. And there he is, back on land, waiting patiently for the next time he wants to swim. Because remember, the book's called Sea Bear, so it's talking about how he likes to be in the ocean. there is, it says that he munches on bones. So that was his lunch. And there he is, walking on the snow. And now it's winter, and he goes back to his home. And he makes a den, and he has babies. And outside, in the air, not only that wonderful dark black sky, see the black and the blue all together, but the northern lights. And there's the polar bear going back to sleep. It says we know how to hope and how to wait. He's back awake, and there's the sunrise, and I bet it's spring again, and I bet he's gonna go swimming. And there. Here's more picture of the sea. You can see a whale, and a whale has babies. And you can see the ice. And you can see the polar bear way over here with her babies. And that is the end. You see the picture goes all the way around the page. So we did a picture walk, didn't we? We didn't really read the story of that book. We'll read that one again some other time. But I sure like to look at the pictures and think about the different ways that they illustrated these two books that were about the same kind of animal. Okay, now I'm going to tell you again. I'm going to remind you, in the comments below this post, I want you to put your name, and then we can contact you and let you know if you won, okay? And you can take home this big bear. This is for you. You can take it home. It's a big giveaway. It's a big old stuffed animal, isn't it? And he's very soft. He's so soft. Y'all need to put your name under there so I can draw from one of those names and we can win a prize. And then I hope you have a wonderful day and a wonderful rest of your January, and we will have a great time next week. Come see us.